family. We welcome you tonight to this lovely evening by the fireplace, and
Good evening.
and Jim is going to do the honours introducing Amelia, who I called Mel years ago when she was here teaching us many years ago, some of us. We have very fond memories of all those times, and quite a few of us do remember us still. New people here tonight, glad to see you all here. Okay. Mr. Jim.
I had a very long introduction scheduled, but Mel asked me to keep it short and sweet. I've known her probably a little over 20 years, I think, at this point. We've actually talked on several occasions about trying to figure out how to work together. While it hasn't happened, never say never. Because I honestly think she's one of the best in the business. She's the type, I've called her on numerous occasions just to, I might need something or ask, and she's the type of person that always gets back to you. She just does all the little things right, and it just shows what kind of person she is. And for her to donate her time to come and talk to all of us, I mean, we should all appreciate it. Thank you. So, without further ado, Amelia Rorer.
Well, can you hear me? Well, I'm very honored that Jim did ask me to come to this forum. And I was thinking about what can I bring to this forum to make an impact towards you guys. So what I did was I sat down with my spiritual advisor. I have to do this manually. Okay? So he sits right on my desk and he helps me with everything. So I was thinking, I thought of some topics for discussion to help you to think a little deeper on your mental approach to your golf. Because most people are working on their golf, but they don't get their mental attitude in check. So, and remember, this is a discussion, so if you have any questions at any time, please blurt them out, okay? But I'm just bringing up these subjects so that we can talk in depth. Now, okay, so the first one is you got to place an identity or a legacy on your golf. And what I mean is, if I said Phil Mickelson's name, what would you think? He has a superb, perfect short game. And that's what he relies on when he goes out and plays. Or if I say Jack Nicklaus made every putt he made, and he was a mental grinder out there. No matter how he played, he could make the decisions and find a way to win. And that was his legacy. And the same thing with Nancy Lopez. So you have to identify your attributes in your swing, the strength in your games. If it's the short game, if it's your tee shot, if it's your fairway shot, and you need to bring that positive attitude to the course. You can't go with just saying, well, I wonder how I'm going to play today. I ask people, well, how are you playing? I don't know. Wait until after 18 holes. You know? You got to go with knowing that you have strengths. Never ever identify with your weaknesses. Always, that's what's going to keep you through your round. And an experience that I had, the first time I was paired with Nancy Lopez out there, I'm going like, whoa, this is great. The night before, all I'm thinking about is how great she is, how great she putts, what a great mental player she is. So look what I'm doing. I'm just talking about her. And I'm going like, come on, you're out there competing. What do you do good? I have a great tee shot, always in play. My short game is excellent. And I needed to stay focused that way and get out there and not let all those crowds that are yelling for her and screaming for her and having all the attention to her, you know, it almost felt like I was invisible out there. But I kept saying to myself, I couldn't wait to get to the tee to hit my tee shot. I couldn't wait to get to the green to do my short game. I had to stay focused. You have to do that. You can't let outside influences get you off your track. So you must, I know sometimes it's hard for people to say what they do good, isn't it? You always like to tell everybody how you do bad, what you do bad. But you have to label yourself. So let's say, let's pick somebody in the crowd here, okay? What's your name? Janine? Janine, do you have an identity? No. None. You have none. Okay, see that? See that? She has nothing to take to the golf course. None. None. Let's pick somebody else. Who are you? Brenda. What's your identity with your golf? See how hard it is for everybody to say what good? There you go. See, people already know what your legs are. You hit a mile. And you take advantage of that on the golf course, don't you? Yes? No? Yeah, see that? We need some more positive thinking here. So you see, just by the example of me asking these two ladies, you need to really sit down, okay? Don't get embarrassed. Everybody does something good here. What's your name? Ginger. What do you have an identity to your golf? You're athletic, so what does that do for you? You can hit off balance. That sounds like tennis. Jim, what are you doing to these people here?
She's just being shy.
See, and you can't be shy. Can't be shy. And you're not being conceited or, you know, a bad person just because you say, I can do this, I can do that. But it does affect your game when you get out on the golf course. And a way that would apply to you, say you're going out for a match. And you meet your competitor you never met before. She's 17 years old. Okay, already. You're done. Okay? And she hits it 40 yards farther than you. So now you're going, God, I wish I was 17. I wish I could hit it 40 yards further. You take yourself right off your game plan. You can play golf. You have to really stay focused with your positive identity and play golf with that and not let anybody else's game. Let her come and beat you. Don't you let her beat you. Okay? So, I want you guys to go home tonight and think about what your identity and legacy is there. Okay? And the second one, know how far you hit the ball. How many times have you hit a shot to the green and come up short? Everybody does. How far you hit the ball is, and especially this is for irons and hybrids, because these are the ones you're hitting to the green. The distance you hit that ball is from when you hit it to when it hits the ground, not the roll afterwards. And this is where everybody gets in trouble. So, in your best shot ever, let's say you hit a 7-iron 125 yards, and the most mediocre one that you hit is 115. Then your distance for that club is 120. You don't go for the best shot you ever hit, because that's not going to happen all the time. Because you have to be guaranteed that it's going to land where you want to land it. So think a little bit more. I saw a lot of people saying, yes, I come up short all the time. Okay, there you are in a bunker. Or short, got to chip up. You're already adding a stroke or two to your score. So be true to the identity of your clubs also. So there's two identities, your identity and your club identity. And also weather conditions. Okay, everything is factual. And now that we have GPSs and rangefinders and everything, there's no reason why you can't find out what the yardage is. And then if you have weather conditions, you have some wind. A moderate wind is 5 yards. A stronger wind is 10 yards. Gale force winds, don't play golf. Okay? So, you just take what the yardage is, you add that 5 or 10, play that club that goes that far. Hill. A moderate hill is 5 yards. A pretty steep hill is 10 yards. And hopefully you're not going really up to God or something like that. But you have to calculate. Have a number in mind. Have a number in mind with your club. And you're going to be so much more efficient that way. Don't say, well, I should hit it that far. How many times have you said that? Or I can't believe I'm not hitting it that far. Okay? You're fooling yourself. You've got to nail that down. And this one is my favorite right here. You're only as good as your bad shots. Now, of course, you can hit some shots, but most of you cause bad shots out there. And what I mean is, let's talk about middle of the green. How many times do you guys aim for the pin? All the time? Never? Ooh, somebody's smart. You don't aim for the pin? You aim for the middle of the green? Well, this one is good. Everybody's on, yeah. You want to aim for the middle of the green because if you hit it a little right or left, you're still on the green. So now this is where you aren't going to have a bad shot even though you don't hit it as well as you want to. Now, the other one is between the 3-wood and the 5-wood. We all want to hit our second shot a lot longer, don't we? And you know 3-wood is going to go further than 5-wood. But how many times do you hit a 3-wood perfect enough to hit it? Maybe 1 out of 10 times. And you're waiting for that one time. What, who?
Speak directly to her.
Okay, yeah, I have so many of my students. Well, the 3-wood goes farther. Yeah.
Throw it out.
You should throw it out. And the 5-wood, so easy, so comfortable, you're going to hit it probably 9 times out of 10. And that's going to go way out there. If you don't hit your 3-wood, it's taking you 2 shots to get where your 5-wood would go. Now you're causing bad shots by this decision. Sometimes you have to leave your ego at home. You can't play golf with an ego. So that's, 3-wood should only be hit off a tee. Maybe for a par 3, or if you're not hitting your driver well, that kind of thing. Now, the other place that most people make their biggest mistake and create bad shots is their setup. I see, and I'm sure, Jim, you see this, people don't know how to aim. They're never aiming properly. You think you are. But you've got to really get your routine. And do most of you get behind the ball when you hit? And you get a spot in front of your ball? How far ahead of your ball do you find your spot? 3 feet? 1 foot? Out in the fairway? Out in the fairway? How many people do it about a foot in front of the ball? That's not enough hands right there. You have to do it right in front of your ball because it's very easy to see your club and that mark and get an exact alignment for your club. And most people do not do that. So let's say that you're aiming and you're actually aiming to the right of the flag, but you think you're aiming for the flag. Now you're going to make your swing path different because you're going to swing to a target that's left of you. So now you're going to pull it and you're offline. Or if you hit it good, you're going to hit it right where you aimed and there you are in the bunker on the right. And you're going, oh, I pushed that one. You don't even know if you hit it right. Now, how do you get yourself to do that more perfect? It's in your practice. How many people put their club down or an alignment stick when you practice? Raise the hands of how many people do that. Wow, you guys are good. You keep raising your hand. Because you have good alignment. I like that. Has it helped you? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's probably the biggest problem. Jim, don't you find that to be true? Alignment. Totally.
Huge problem.
Oh, huge. And you don't even do it when you practice. You've got to do that, because when you practice and you hit a shot, you've got to know whether you hit it where you aimed. You might have pulled the heck out of it, and you think you got it to your target. So you're practicing wrong. So it's very important. So you're creating bad shots. Now, you're only as good as your bad shots when you don't make a big mistake. So I just let you know what the big mistakes are. It's not that you missed the ball. That's not the bad shot. It's you creating that bad shot with choosing a club that you don't hit, not going through the middle of the green, and not having a proper setup. That's 3 ways to